ਸੋ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ। ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਜਸਜੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਤੇ ਬਲਜੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਨੇ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖ ਵਾਕ ਫॉर ਲਾਈਫ ਦਾ ਆਯੋਜਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ 22 ਜੂਨ ਨੂੰ, ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਆਓ ਸਾਰੇ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਕਰੀਏ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ ਵਧਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਪ੍ਰਤੀ। ਗਰਮੀਆਂ ਇਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਸਿਖਰ ਤੇ ਹਨ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਕਿਨ ਕੈਂਸਰ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਰਿਸਕ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਵੱਧ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਸੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਐਨ ਵਾਲਸ਼, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਟੀਮ ਲੀਡ ਨੇ ਹੈਲਥ ਪ੍ਰਮੋਸ਼ਨ ਫਰੇਜ਼ਰ ਵੈਲੀ ਰੀਜਨ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ ਕੈਂਸਰ ਸੁਸਾਇਟੀ ਦਾ ਹੈ। ਆਓ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਕਿਨ ਕੈਂਸਰ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਵੱਧਦਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਦਿਨ ਬ ਦਿਨ, ਕੀ ਰਿਸਕ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਘਟਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਐਨ ਵਾਲਸ਼ ਦਾ। ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ।
Hi, thank you.
Thank you. So Anne, a little bit reports which are coming forward are saying that the skin cancer is on the rise. What are the reasons for that?
Yes, I think that they're on the rise because, of course, with summer, people are outside more because they like to be engaged in various physical activities or gardening or just being out. And people don't think about some simple ways to protect themselves from the sun's rays.
Okay. So when you say people are out, of course, you know, like good weather, everybody wants, and especially in Vancouver, which is mostly a rainy season, during the summers, everybody wants to be out. So are there any particular times when people should be aware when they are going out? And is it that whenever they are out, they ought to put on the sunscreen, or what should be done basically?
Yes, absolutely. You're right. The weather is starting to improve and we do want to be outside. And so the Canadian Cancer Society does have a few tips to help family to reduce their risk of skin cancer. So the first thing everyone needs to know is that everyone is at risk of developing some form of cancer. Skin cancer, like you said, is the most common of cancer. Whether your skin is fair, medium, or dark, you are at risk. The other thing is just enjoy the sun safely. Cover up, wear lightweight, loose-fitting, tightly woven clothing, and of course a hat, and wear your sunglasses. Seek out shade. Find some shade if you're outside. Sit under a tree or go to a patio with an awning or an umbrella. And then always wear your sunscreen. Choose a broad spectrum sunscreen with a sun protection factor SPF of 15 or higher.
Okay.
And put on sunscreen all of the time, at least 20 minutes before you go outside.
Right.
And then throughout the day when you are out. Put some lip balm on and use a waterproof sunscreen if you're going to be swimming.
Okay.
You should try to avoid being outside in direct sunlight from 11 a.m. to about 3 p.m.
Okay.
because the rays are the strongest during that time.
Now when you talk about the sun protection SPF factor, which is their sun protection factor 15 or more, now in the market there are so many creams and lotions, many times you do not come to know, and people you know, are a little bit confused about these things also. Now when we have to go and buy something, what would be your recommendation, especially when we are going to put that on the skin or we're going to put it on our body?
Right. Well, I always say to people that they should get at least a sunscreen with an SPF rating of 30, and they should be applying it on every exposed piece of their skin. So on their face and ears, neck, arms, legs, and just reapply it throughout the day when you're out in the sun.
Right.
But there are many different types, and it really is personal preference. Some are scented, some are unscented. The most important thing is to continue to apply sunscreen throughout the day.
Right. And I'm also seeing this pamphlet of yours, Canadian Cancer Society has produced this Reduce Your Risk of Skin Cancer. And in this it talks about the Environment Canada's UV index. So now nobody knows what is the UV index when you are outside. So again, as you said, from 11 to 3, it's the maximum, and you should avoid that time, having the direct exposure of sun. But otherwise, are there any other tips also as to, like you said, be in the shade most of the time if you're out? So how is the Canadian Cancer Society trying to promote this particular issue to the people that yes, be careful?
We have Tanning is Out ambassadors and a very strong UV radiation campaign. So you will see the Canadian Cancer Society out at various community events throughout the summer in the Fraser Valley region. And while we're there, we will be providing information to the public on tips on how to be sun safe. And we will have samples of sunscreen with us.
Right.
And we will be encouraging people to have their sunglasses with them, wearing their hats, wearing protective clothing, and just letting them know that skin cancer is the most common form of cancer, and that melanoma is on the rise, and it's the deadliest form of cancer, but that you can look after yourself and prevent skin cancer by following our steps.
Right. And there's also a lot of talk about tanning beds. People
Yes.
go and not in the sun, but they go into other places to get themselves tanned. What do you say about that?
Avoid tanning beds. We have advocated for government, and they have implemented an indoor tanning legislation for youth from using tanning beds. But the
Right.
Canadian Cancer Society does know that tanning beds are not healthy for you, and at all costs you should avoid them.
Right. And also because when you are in the sunlight, you are getting vitamin D. And again, as in Vancouver, we see most of the time it's raining, so we are mostly indoors. Do you also recommend during this summer season to people should take capsules of vitamin D, or just being in the sun is enough?
It's again a combination.
Okay.
We do suggest and recommend that people do take some vitamin D.
Okay.
And of course, during the spring, summer, and early fall months with the sun out, people do tend to spend more time outside.
Right.
Again, it's a personal preference. People can take that vitamin if they want to,
Right.
but it isn't really necessary.
Right. And finally, God forbids, nobody should have skin cancer, but are there any signs of skin cancer, and how people can be aware of that?
Absolutely. If you notice any changes on your body, whether it's some type of a mole, if it's a different shape or size, or starts to rise on your skin, you should be going to your doctor and get a referral to a dermatologist as soon as possible. So check your skin, check your children's, your husband or wife's skin, and just make sure that you don't see anything abnormal on there.
Right. And finally, if people want to have some detailed information, which website they can go to?
The website that they can go to is cancer.ca, www.cancer.ca.
And thank you very much for all this information.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ, ਐਨ ਵਾਲਸ਼ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਗਰਮੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਸੀਜ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਸਕਿਨ ਕੈਂਸਰ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮਾਤਰਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਵੱਧ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ, ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ 11 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 3 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ, ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਵੋਇਡ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟ ਸਨਲਾਈਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾ ਜਾਓ। ਇਨ ਦ ਮੀਨ ਟਾਈਮ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਸ਼ੇਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਬਿਤਾਓ। ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਸਨਸਕ੍ਰੀਨ ਦੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ, ਵਾਈਟਾਮਿਨ ਡੀ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਦੇਖੋ, ਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਉੱਤੇ ਟੈਨਿੰਗ ਬੈਡਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ, ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾਤਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ, ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਬੱਚੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਕਿਨ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਰੰਗ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਟੈਨਿੰਗ ਬੈਡਸ ਦੇ ਰਾਹੀਂ, ਉਸ ਦਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਅਵੋਇਡ ਕਰੋ। ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਨਾਲ ਫਾਈਨਲੀ ਜੇਕਰ ਹੋਰ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੈਣੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਤੇ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ ਹੈ, ਇੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ।